Welcome to Core Belief Pilates. This is level 3 of our mini Pilates foundation course. Roll yourself down to the mat, open the chest, drop the spine into the floor, and begin your breathing, inhaling deep through the nose, filling the lungs, the tummy swelling as you pull the diaphragm down, and exhale as you squeeze your tummy muscles, flushing out every drop of air in your body. Feeling more and more relaxed with every single exhale. The chest is open, the jaw is relaxed. Feeling prepared and focused for the next 20 or so minutes. And begin to engage your 4 points, tailbone pulling up towards the pubic bone, sitting bones pulling together, and the hip bones closing down as you exhale and engage your core. And now, tailbone tucked under, lower back pressed into the floor, the toes can turn out, and then as you exhale, lift your shoulder blades away from the floor, dropping the legs down somewhere between 90 and 45 degrees. Taking a deep inhale to beat your arms 5 times, a deep exhale as you beat the arms another 5 times. And every time you exhale, feel as though your tummy button is being pulled down towards the mat. Feel as though your inner thighs are really engaging, helping you to lengthen those legs all the way down to the toes. And every time you exhale, a bigger space appears between your shoulder blades and the floor. Every part of your body engaged, every part of your body working hard to keep you in this position, to maximize your intake of oxygen. And bring the knees into the chest, shoulders relaxed. The feet can drop down to the floor, going into a one-legged shoulder bridge. Lift one leg straight up towards the ceiling. Press your lower spine into the floor, and as you exhale, engage your 4 points. Hip bones squeezing together. Press your hips up towards the ceiling, trying to take the hip past that comfortable point between the knee and the shoulder. Every time you exhale, peeling the spine away from the floor, trying to articulate the spine. As you inhale and lower the spine, trying to press each bone down in the correct order. Feeling absolute control through the entire body. If you want to make this harder, take the hands over the chest, palms together. If you want to make it even harder, take the hands behind the head, arms straight, hands hovering off the floor, so you have no stability from your arms or shoulders at all. So we're doing 10 on each side, and then switch. Set yourself up nicely before you start, leg extended, lower back pressing down to the floor. As you exhale, push the hips up towards the ceiling, really exhaling through that entire exertion. And exhale again, tailbone tucking under, pelvic floor engaging. And even though you have one leg raised, try to make sure that both sides of your body are lowering and lifting at the same speed, same rate. Inhale as you drop the spine back down into the floor. Trying to focus the work through the tummy and the glutes so that the hamstrings don't go into cramp. And as you lift, try to make sure that your toe is directly over the hip all the time. Okay, the knees can pull into the chest just for a few moments. The hands can go behind the head. The legs can extend. And shoulder blades up and away from the floor. Inhale as you drop the legs down to about a 45-degree angle, and exhale as you squeeze the legs back up towards the ceiling. I have my toes turned out here to get a better engagement through the inner thighs. Exhale, tucking your tailbone under, using your lower core more than anything else to lift those legs up. If this is too much for you, please just bend your knees on this one and build up to it. As you keep lifting the legs through that exhale, your elbows are going to pull further and further away from each other, pulling your shoulder blades together and feeling the shoulder blades being drawn down the back as you exhale and lift the legs. So you're even working your back in order to bring those legs back up to the center. Just a few more here. Feel free to stop whenever you need to. And then the legs can come in towards you. Try to keep them straight so that we release the hamstrings also. Settling down for crisscross now. Elbows apart once more. Exhale as you squeeze the shoulder up towards that opposite leg, which will be lifted and lengthened towards the ceiling. A deep exhale here. Inhale as both legs come together and the shoulders point forward. Exhale to twist to the other side. And inhale as you come to the center. And exhale to twist. Each time you exhale and twist towards one side, the opposite leg drops down. Make sure you're twisting towards that opposite leg. And of course, every time you exhale, trying to eliminate every bit of oxygen, every bit of air in your lungs, giving you that deep, deep, deep squeeze to the core and feeling the obliques working really hard here. Exhaling as you twist and inhale to the center. And as with all of these exercises on the back, keep pressing the lower spine into the floor. Keep trying to lift the tailbone a tiny bit away from the floor as well. And you're done. So the knees can come back into the chest. The last one on our back for the moment will be tick-tock. So this one's pretty tough, doing this version. The hands can come out to the side a little bit just to give you more stability if you wish. And then when you're ready, both legs can straighten towards the ceiling. The lower back again, press down into the mat, shoulders open, and inhale as you lower the legs just a few inches off to the side. Exhale, using your tummy muscles mainly to squeeze the legs back to the center. The key thing with this exercise is to make sure that the pelvis stays aligned. So the best way for you to do that right now is to look at your toes. Make sure that your big toes stay in line with each other the whole time. Allowing that hip to lift away from the floor, just making sure that the shoulder blades stay glued to the mat. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhaling down, exhaling up, feeling your upper back working as you squeeze those shoulder blades together, feeling the tummy working hard as you press that hip back down into the floor. Inhale down, exhale up. And remember, you can always bend your knees if you need to, just to make this a little bit gentler. Knees to chest, release, relax, take a breather. And then onto your side, this time taking the hip work a little bit further. We're going to extend the top leg, making sure that the foot is right in front of the hip, or as close to that position as you can get it. Your waist will be pulled up and away from the floor. Your ankle can flex and then turn the toe down, so the toe is down, heel is up. And on your next exhale, with a tight bottom, lift the heels straight up towards the ceiling, stopping when the leg is at around a 45-degree angle to the floor. Exhaling to lift, and then as you inhale and lower the leg, try to hover the foot just off the floor, just for a second before you lift again. Just to make it that little bit tougher on the glutes, never letting your muscles relax. And even though that leg is long, we're still going to try and make sure that the top hip remains aligned with the lower hip. Take your hand away now if you want a little bit more work through the tummy muscles, and still try to maintain a little bit of a space between your waist and the mat. Last few here, exhaling as you push that heel up. Using your breathing with every move. release. And we can drop that knee just down on the mat in front of you, lower hand reaching out from underneath you, and then exhale as you open up the chest. Allow the shoulder blade to just fall down towards the floor, and close your eyes and breathe. Slowly bring your arm back towards me, and then come onto your other side. Exactly the same setup. Lower leg bent, top leg will swing forward. A little space between your waist and the floor. Plenty of support from the hand. Your top arm can reach out ahead of you. And then exhale as you lead with that heel, lifting the leg to around 45-degree angle to the floor. Don't forget to hover the toe off the floor on the way down. Exhaling to lift and inhaling to lower. And maintain control of the whole movement, even as the leg is on that down phase. Make sure that your inner thighs are working just as hard as the outer thighs to stabilize the whole move. Always making sure that the chest stays nice and open, that that top shoulder is pulled away from the ear so that you're not shrugging and tensing your neck. Try to make sure that your lower foot is still on the mat. Your lower leg should be engaged but not flying around the place. Hand away now if you want a little bit more work on the tummy. Using the tummy muscles as you lift the leg, feeling that work all the way around the tummy and into the lower back. Last few here. Trying to make the last one as clean as the first one. And then the top knee can drop down, the lower knee can pull back. Arms outstretched, and exhale as you relax into that deep torso stretch. Eyes closed and just breathing into it. And now the hand can come back towards me. Getting ready for my favourite exercise of the program today. So this is like a plank. We're going to start off stepping back into a classic full plank, elbows under shoulders, hips aligned with the heels and the shoulders, and then as you exhale, squeeze your pubic bone to your chest and push into your elbows to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. But we're going to make sure that the tailbone stays tucked under all the time, so we're not going into a pike. We're really using the tummy muscles here. Try to use the tummy muscles more than your hip flexors. Inhale as you lower your body down towards the floor. Exhale as you squeeze the tummy button up towards the spine. Dropping your head down between your elbows. Inhale down. Exhale. Feeling your whole body tucking under. All of this movement being initiated by the abdominal muscles. Exhale as you push up, pushing your heels down into the floor as well to get that lovely calf stretch at the same time. Making sure that your neck stays long, your shoulders are pulled down. Inhale and lower. Last few. And remember, you can always just hold your plank or drop to your knees if you need to. If your lower back is feeling unstable, that is the best thing to do. Don't try to push through this sort of exercise if you're not feeling ready for it. And just holding this plank for the last 10 seconds, just to really burn you out and get the most out of the muscles, and push back into child's pose. Very well done. Hips down to the heels, create a space between your chest and your thighs, and then slowly roll yourself up, stretching out the spine. ready for our last exercise. So we've taken rolling like a ball and made it a little bit more challenging. So for this one today, we're not going to use our hands. Come to your starting position, balancing on the sitting bones, feet away from the floor, and then take the legs to a tabletop position, arms out to the side. Inhale, roll back and reach the arms forward. Exhale to roll up and take the arms straight out to the side. So we can use the shoulders and the arms to give us a little bit of momentum here. But we're still going to follow the same rules of rolling like a ball, making sure that the knees and the shoulders stay the same distance apart all the way through the move. Inhale to roll back, exhale, engage the core, lift your chest towards the ceiling, and try to finish in that perfect tabletop position. Exhale to roll up, inhale, rolling back, trying to get as smooth a curvature to that spine as you can. And bring the knees into the chest. You've finished your mini Pilates foundation course. Time to move on to something harder, or maybe just practice this a few more times. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.
Bye.